Ambassador Zexthara of the Galactic Conclave had prepared extensively for first contact with humanity. Her xenobiology team had studied Earth's atmospheric composition, analyzed human physiology, and developed comprehensive cultural profiles based on intercepted transmissions. She expected to encounter another typical mammalian species, perhaps slightly more aggressive than most, given their history of warfare, but ultimately manageable. What she hadn't prepared for was the welcoming committee at the designated meeting site in Montana's Glacier National Park. Ambassador Zexthara, announced Dr. Sarah Chun, Earth's lead xenobiologist, we'd like you to meet some friends of ours before we begin formal negotiations. The Vexari diplomats, 4 eyes blinked in confusion as she observed the human's peculiar choice of location. Rather than a sterile government facility or impressive military installation, they had selected what appeared to be untamed wilderness. Ancient trees towered overhead, and the scent of pine filled the air with an almost overwhelming organic complexity. I confess confusion at this venue selection, Zexthara replied through her translation matrix. Are we not conducting official interspecies diplomatic contact? Dr. Chin smiled in the way that humans did when they knew something others didn't. Oh, we are. But first, we thought you should understand something fundamental about our species. A low, melodious howl echoed through the forest, followed by another, then another, until a complex chorus filled the mountain air. Zexthara's scales rippled with instinctive fear. The sound triggered prey responses hardwired into her species' genetic memory from their own world's apex predators. What is that vocalization? She whispered, her translator struggling with the harmonic complexities. Pack communication, Dr. Chun explained casually. They're announcing our arrival to the rest of the territory holders. The first wolf emerged from the tree line like liquid shadow made manifest. Massive, with fur the color of storm clouds and eyes that seemed to hold ancient wisdom, it moved with the fluid grace of a born killer. Zexthara's diplomatic training warred with every instinct screaming at her to flee. But what happened next shattered every assumption about predator-prey relationships in the Galactic Conclave's extensive databases. Dr. Chun knelt down and extended her hand. The wolf, easily capable of crushing bones with its jaws, approached and gently pressed its enormous head against her palm. Ambassador, meet Luna, Dr. Chun said, scratching behind the wolf's ears with obvious affection. She's the alpha female of the Glacier Pack. Impossible, Zexthara breted. That creature could kill you in seconds. Why isn't it attacking? More wolves emerged from the forest, 7 adults and 3 juveniles. Each one should have represented a mortal threat to the soft, slow humans. Instead, they formed a loose circle around the diplomatic party, some lying down, others sitting with the relaxed alertness of guards who trusted their charges. Because, Dr. Chun explained, rising to stand beside Luna while keeping one hand on the wolf's shoulder, they're not just predators. They're family. Dr. James Mitchell, the expedition's anthropologist, stepped forward with a young wolf pup cradled in his arms like a human infant. Ambassador, what you're witnessing is the result of a partnership that began roughly 40,000 years ago. Humans and wolves learned to hunt together, share territory, and eventually share lives. Zexthara's translator was struggling to process concepts that had no equivalent in galactic standard. You domesticated apex predators? Not domesticated, Dr. Chun corrected gently. We formed an alliance. Wolves taught us pack hunting strategies, territorial cooperation, and loyalty structures. In return, we shared food, shelter, and protection. Over millennia.
Well, yeah. Deer, elk, moose, bear, wild boar, waterfowl, upland birds, small game, predators, exotic species on hunting ranches. Some folks travel internationally to hunt. Africa's big for that, dangerous game hunting. The translation devices emitted mechanical distress sounds. Americans hunt dangerous prey. Recreationally? Zalvetha's voice cracked. Some do. Cape buffalo, lions, elephants require special permits and conservation fees, of course. Then there's Alaska for brown bears, Canada for grizzlies. Really, anywhere there's a challenging hunt, you'll find Americans. Keckstall's report updated in real time. Council members. Americans have industrialized hunting. They have specialized clothing, vehicles, weapons, optical systems, scent management, calling devices, and GPS tracking specifically for hunting activities. And that's just recreational hunting, Jake added helpfully. We also have professional hunters, wildlife management specialists, and in rural areas, hunting is still a primary food source. Dr. Thompson, elder to Cicera, said carefully, "What happens when Americans encounter new prey species?" Jake's grin became distinctly predatory. "Well, we'd probably want to study their behavior patterns, migration routes, preferred habitats, and vulnerabilities. Then we'd establish ethical harvest limits, develop appropriate hunting techniques, and create specialized equipment for the job." The council's emergency session lasted 14 hours. Their final resolution was unprecedented. Species designation: Americans, subspecies of apex persistence predators. Classification: galactic conservation concern. Status: do not engage. These beings have turned predation into both science and art form. They hunt recreationally, culturally, and systematically. Recommend immediate non-aggression pacts with American territories. Ambassador Keckstall filed his final report. Americans don't just hunt to survive. They hunt because they enjoy it.
The wolves' eyes reflected starlight as they waited for her answer. Patient as mountains, loyal as gravity, and absolutely, terrifyingly devoted to the strange bipedal apes they had chosen as family 40,000 years ago. Ambassador Zexthara realized she was witnessing the most successful symbiotic relationship in known galactic history, and humanity was offering to extend it to the stars.